Well, a pleasant good morning and welcome to the Diego Martin Sporting Complex. It's day number 4, game number 10 of the Cricket West Indies Rising Stars Women's U19 T20 Championship. This match features Trinidad and Tobago coming up against Jamaica. And we have had a late start, and that is because of some inclement weather that has been around, more so to the eastern end of the Diego Martin Sporting Complex. And we are all set and ready to go. The toss has been taken, and Jamaica won the toss. Dares calling it right at the toss, and she elected to field first. So they've inserted Trinidad and Tobago into bat. And alongside me is Andrew Chan. Good morning, Andrew. How are you?
Good morning, Visham Lalman, and good morning to all our viewers on Cricket 360 and of course on the Cricket West Indies streaming platforms. It's a pleasure to be here, and of course it's a pleasure to see Team TNT take on Jamaica. Team TNT, of course, at the top of the table in the CWI Under 19 Women's Rising Stars tournament. Well, they are tied on points with Jamaica, with America at the top. But of course it's a good opportunity here for Trinidad and to go top of the table with a win over Jamaica. As you mentioned, it's 11 overs per team, and the power play will be the first 3 overs. The captain Shalini Samaru is opening with Chanel Sao, and it's good to see it. It's really good to see a crowd out here, Visham, for this tournament.
It's a lively crowd. You know, I think everyone has come out to support the Trinidad and Tobago team, and while they are doing so as well, they are giving good support as well to the Jamaica team. There are a couple Jamaica supporters in here, and I think lively is the best word that I can use. It's, you know, everyone clapping. You're hearing the sounds of some drums at times. The DJ is getting into the act as well. But the game has been reduced to 11 overs per side, and knowing the caliber of the Trinidad and Tobago batters, they like to get on with things, Andrew Chan, so they may just fancy themselves in this 11 over contest. Who knows?
Yeah, most definitely. Some major stars have come out of the Trinidad and Tobago team. Of course, the batters Chanel Sao and Shalini Samaru, that should be. And of course, the Janaba Joseph has been an excellent all-rounder in the tournament so far. And of course, the TNT squad, the batters have done an excellent job putting on some very, very good totals throughout this tournament.
Well, Andrew, in the process as well, we are seeing the rains coming back down here at the Diego Martin Sporting Complex as we get ready for the first ball of this contest. Jamaica coming into this game with a victory yesterday against Guyana at the Brian Lara Cricket Academy. Here's Kate Wilmot with the first ball. Flicked to in nicely. Sao has been in some form as well. Samaru, Sao at the top of the order. They've been really good up there, Andrew.
Yeah, most definitely. It looks like a good combination because Shalini is a tall batter, very tall and very slim, and then Chanel, and that should be, is very tall and very slim, and Shalini is very short and compact, and it seems that they complement each other quite well.
Good news, the rain has just eased here now, so we've been able to get that first ball in yesterday at the Brian Lara Cricket Academy in game 2 of the day. USA coming up against Barbados. We saw that game being reduced to 7 overs. It wasn't completed though. This time short and down the leg side from Wilmot, and she is down as well, looking for a bit of extra pace there.
She has a nice action, but what we've seen so far is that at least in this tournament, some of the bowlers have quite good actions, but they don't have the control quite yet. The spinners have come to the fore in Diego Martin Sporting Complex for sure, and the pacers, but we have seen some genuine some players with some genuine pace, with some genuine seam. And Kate Wilmot definitely looks like she has some gas in her step.
Yesterday, she really impressed Mr. Vidya Ramphal and myself out there at the Brian Lara Cricket Academy. She was really working up some steam down there. She was getting the ball to bounce and go through quickly to the keeper, Gordon. Here she is again. This time down the leg side, and that could be 4 wides. Yes, so 5 runs to the tally of Trinidad and Tobago. 6 without loss. Another poor delivery there from Kate Wilmot, not getting the angle right.
Just drifting down the leg side there. I think Gordon could have made a better attempt because it looked like she had that covered, but then it just sort of slipped through her fingers. And her webbing as well, because of course she's the keeper and wearing gloves. But you can see the pace from Wilmot, how quickly that ball went to the boundary. And it seemed that fine leg has gone just a little bit finer just to ensure that that situation does not occur again.
Yeah, so some free runs there to Trinidad and Tobago. It's a better lined delivery. There's a mix-up in the center here. And, well, they get through for the single in the end. So, Sao, she's off and running. The first runs off the bat for Trinidad and Tobago.
A little bit of hesitancy there, but all good in the end. Putting that cover fielder under a bit of pressure. And that looks to be the number 3 for Jamaica. Dana Scott. Might be the number 1.
Yeah, and
yes, that's Tiana Sandwich.
Still some grey clouds to the eastern end. Just hovering over those mountains here at the Diego Martin Sporting Complex. It's a good delivery there. Samaru, how good has she been in this tournament, Andrew Chan? And she's been really good, the captain of the Trinidad and Tobago team. She had some really good all-round performances. 61 in the first game. Also, she had 4 wickets for no runs and 2.1 overs in that first game.
Yeah, definitely a player to look forward to in the future. That first delivery from Wilmot did surprise her. There was some bounce in this pitch for Wilmot. Delivery outside the line of the off stump. And flirting with that one is Shalini Samaru. But they are under pressure, of course, here, Visham, because it's only 3 overs of the power play. And it's an 11-over game. So Trinidad and Tobago and their opening batters really need to get off to that flyer and put some pressure on Jamaica for sure.
Yeah, Kate Wilmot, she has the pace, but what she needs to do is just settle into a nice line and length. She has been a bit inconsistent in this first over. Too wide again to interest Samaru, and she doesn't play at it.
I think Samaru is a little bit unhappy with that being called a wide, because it started wide maybe on the 4th or 5th stump line and then went a little wider. But from Jamaica's perspective, Wilmot will be happy with the dot ball.
Yeah, definitely. I don't think it was that wide to be called wide. So good decision by the umpire. Someone played away nicely, but not being able to get off the mark. So at the end of the first over here at the Diego Martin Sporting Complex, it's 7 without loss. Trinidad and Tobago batting first.
Not a bad start for Trinidad and Tobago. At least they have some runs on the board. Just 1 off the bat, but it still runs on the board, and they have 10 more overs to go. So if they actually maintain this run rate, then they would get up to over 70 runs and over, about 77 runs and over. So they'll definitely want to do a little bit better than that. And of course, it's a short over game. It's a short game, 11 overs per side. So Trinidad and Tobago will, of course, be hoping that these 2 batsmen get off to a flyer. And you have to give credit to these young ladies, Visham, for playing these games, because these games are coming thick and fast. As you mentioned, Jamaica only played yesterday, and Trinidad and Tobago played yesterday no, they didn't play yesterday, but they played on Wednesday.
Yeah, and you see the ground staff coming out there just to add some sawdust for theirs to work with. The outfield is a bit wet, of course, due to that heavy rainfall that we had earlier. And Janelle Dares comes into the attack, the captain of Jamaica. I think she and Kate Wilmot did very well yesterday to start things off against Guyana. Andrew Chan, Jamaica toppled Guyana yesterday. I think Guyana had little to no answers, to Jamaica's bowling effort and batting effort yesterday. So played nicely by Sao down the ground. And she gets a single. Just a bit over pitched there by Dares.
I've never heard so much cheers for a single in a stadium, Visham Lalman. But it was a lovely drive there by Sao. And I think Jamaica now starting to find their feet in this tournament because they had a horrible first game against the US, which they were basically limited to 50 for 5 in their 20 overs. So it was a poor batting effort. And then Guyana, of course, started well, beating Barbados and then beating the Leewards as well. So Jamaica did well to come back against Guyana, who are in some form. So that momentum will really take Jamaica into this game. It really looks like they have a spring in their step. Of course, it's early to tell. It's early in the game so far, but we'll see how well their fielding does after being tired and playing these games back to back.
Yeah, and the reason why I have to agree with you and say this is a big clash, Andrew, is because these two teams coming into this game both have victories to their names. Jamaica has one. Trinidad and Tobago, they have two. But it's victory to their names, and Jamaica recently got that victory only yesterday. So both teams have some confidence. This one attempted there. She attempted to cut that one, and she did, but not getting it past that backward point fielder. There's a big gap between that backward point fielder and the third man fielder. So if she can pierce that gap, it would certainly run away.
So what has the support been like for Team TNT down in the Brian Lara Cricket Academy as we're seeing this little special splurge here for the Diego Martin Sporting Complex with the team up on this side?
I think it has been even similar to what we are seeing here at the Diego Martin Sporting Complex, Andrew. Everyone coming out supporting the Trinidad and Tobago team, coming out in their red, white and black. And, we're seeing the flag men here as well. This time cut away beautifully. Forward of point. It's running away very close to the boundary. It won't get there. Good piece of fielding there. And they looked as though they are going to get 3. So yes, Samaru is off and running with 3 runs.
Lovely excitement here. Shalini Samara, very short cricketer, but she was up on her toes and she cut that beautifully. She cut that on the up. So there was an uppercut just in front of square, run close to the boundary. And then she told her partner Chanel to come back for the third. And Chanel with her long legs was able to get down there. That's Sao, who's on strike now. She was able to get down there quite comfortably.
Yeah, that's excellent running, to say the least. It's a full pitch delivery. A misfield there by Kate Wilmot. It's a bit wet out there, as we said, so it's a bit difficult for the fielders. And that's a single to Sao. That completes the second over. At the end of it, it's 12 for no loss.
Cricket 360, the #1 link for streaming sports in Trinidad and Tobago. Like, follow and share our Facebook and YouTube platforms for all the live action. Cricket 360, we bring real sport to your virtual world.
The letter of the day is C. C is for Cricket 360, the #1 cricket broadcasting and media company in the entire Caribbean. Watch now, earlier. If all you like all it cricket, Cricket 360 is your only choice. Watch now. Is local cricket them showing, international cricket, little regional cricket, and then little minor league and thing too. They're showing all that. So if you know you like your cricket, Cricket 360 is your #1 choice. Me myself, I is not a cricket lover and thing, Hang it now, all the cricket was here first. Me myself, I real cricket lover and thing, But when I see the kind of programming Cricket 360 showing, watch now. I get hooked. Just like how Ramesh get hooked on the ex-girl, same way I get hooked. Watch now there. And the thing is, it's real accessible 60. Cricket 360. See.
So we're back, and it's Kate Wilmot continuing from the far end. Down the leg side again, another wide here from Wilmot. Not getting the radar right. Well, actually signaled no ball, is it? Was it signaled no ball?
So yes, Team TNT are second in the table with 2 wins out of their 2 games played. USA at the top. Their game yesterday had a no result, so they got 2 points out of that. So they have 10 points. Trinidad and Tobago have 8. And Jamaica have just 4 after their solitary win. Lovely cut forward of square by Sao, and that will run away. Beautiful shot, clean shot, 4 runs. That was just cut in front of deep extra cover, and it was a wonderful shot. Visham.
Yes, they would say in Trinidad and Tobago, that's clean as a whistle. Look at that goal on the outfield of the Diego Martin Sporting Complex. Did we have rain earlier, Andrew Chan? That is sensational. The way in which that ball raced away to the fence. Yeah, but good looking shot from Chanel Sao. The first delivery of the over being a wide. So 5 runs already in the over. Just getting confirmation there from Miss Ananta. Scorer at the ground. And so Wilmot, realizing that the run-up didn't feel right, so she halted that run-up. You know, and you can see some sawdust there, Andrew, just to the right of the picture, just beyond that guideline, that white guideline. You can see some sawdust there. That is where she's probably landing. We'll have to look at how she runs in here. Yeah, certainly that's where she's landing. But Sao is playing those deliveries powerfully, I must admit.
Good fielding there in the covers, but yeah, Sao definitely looks to be a touch batter. She doesn't try to hit the ball too hard. She uses those long levers, as you like to say. She's a tall batter, so she'll have a little bit of extra reach. And yeah, you're quite right. Wilmot does not look comfortable with that run-up. She's stuttering a little bit. This one is, and I think at this point she's relying on a little bit of pace and bounce just to get her through, because she is having a stuttering run-up. I don't know if that's just a run-up style, but it really doesn't look as fluid to the crease, and she's using her shoulders more than the fluidity of the run-up.
I was saying yesterday to Mr. Ramphal that Kate Wilmot seems to have she seems to deliver much like Kimo Paul, Guyanese and West Indies seam bowler.
Yeah. And Sao is gone.
Well, for a moment I thought she just played the ball back to the bowler there. It wasn't no real celebration from the Jamaicans, but in the end, Sao has played that one straight into the hands of Kate Wilmot. So she has to go for 7. Look at that again. She was neither forward nor back, and yes, she played that straight back to the bowler. That's good fielding, good reaction off her own bowling there, Andrew.
Yeah, unfortunately, it looked like the bat turned a little bit in Sao's hand. So after that wonderful 4 early in the over, Wilmot has responded quite well here, picking up that first wicket, the important wicket of Shalini Sao, one of the important batters for Trinidad and Tobago. But of course, we know that their batting is deep, and they have very, very capable batters who are capable of putting up a very good score.
Well, speaking about capable batters, Andrew Chan, look who's coming out to the middle. That's Janaba Joseph. 56 not out in the last game of 33 balls. Janaba Joseph. She's on fire as well in this tournament. I really like the look of Joseph. She's an aggressive player by nature, and it's an 11 over contest, so you may just see some fireworks from her.
Well, it's always interesting, Visham, to work at cricket at these levels, because you get to see these up-and-coming stars. I mean, I got a chance to chat with Katie Jasmine. Mm-hmm. Of course, her mom, Delana, is working with Cricket 360, and a lovely young lady as well, so it's always nice. And then, of course, being based in Diego Martin, I've been hearing about Janaba's exploits, and it's very exciting to see Team Trinidad and Tobago play today. And then, of course, we're glad to get the cricket and knock wood that the rain stays away, so at least we get a full 11 over per match, per team side, per team game.
Yeah, some grey clouds again and building up in the east, and it's never good when the peak to the far east is covering. So I'm pulled away by Joseph, stylishly for 4. Brilliant batting to get off the mark.
She's a compact player, right-hand batter. Just rock back on the back foot. The ball coming into her, and she played that off almost off the eyes. Pulled beautifully in front of square. She'll end the over with a 4. And that's Trinidad and Tobago, 21 for 1 after 3 overs. And she's wearing, I can't help but notice that she's wearing the number 47 on her back, which is, of course, made famous by another fellow Trinidad and Tobago, Mr. Dwayne Bravo. So, Janaba Joseph and Dwayne Bravo, wonderful batters together.
Yeah, and you look at the way in which she played that shot, Andrew. You said she played under the eyes, and that was smart. That's what we like to see.
But she took it off the eyes because it was some sharp bounce from Wilmot, and it came back into her. She just sort of rocked back and played it calmly in front of square.
Yeah, she watched that ball right onto the bat there. She got that left leg up and pulled it powerfully into the onside.
Gordon Greenwich would have been proud.
Certainly.
Lovely cut here by Samaru in front of square, and this will run away to the boundary. Wonderful shot there by Samaru, the Trinidad and Tobago captain. She's finding her feet here, and that was a beautiful shot. 4 runs, offered a little bit of width and took it.
And the crowd here erupts in delight as that one was struck away. A bit uppish, but safe though. And it raced along the carpet for more. Samaru looks in a mood. So a boundary to start the over. That's never good if you're a bowler. 25 for 1 in 3.1 overs. Remember, Trinidad and Tobago coming into this game with 8 points to their name. That's a better line, a better length as well. Just pushing that ball up a bit. But Samaru was, quietly playing on the back foot. And that's smart, Andrew. You already got a boundary of the first ball. You have the luxury now of being able to respect a couple or 2 balls.
The power play has ended, so the field has spread a little bit, and following Samaru's exploits, cutting onto the offside, they put a fielder back on the deep point position, almost a deep cover position, sort of in between deep point and deep cover, you'd have to say. There's your typical mid-wicket, deep mid-wicket, and then of course we have a long on. There's actually no long off in place, just a mid-off at this point. Third man remains in place, and there's a short fine leg as well for Samaru. But she does have some space in the cover region. The cover region is open. There's a very, very big gap. You'll have to see if she can exploit this, and she gets a delivery that runs down the leg side, and that will be 4 wide, you'd have to think. The umpire just signals 4, so Samaru got some bat on that.
Yeah, well, I was wondering if that could have been a no ball as well. Let's have a look again. That was way over the waist height. Tell you what, that could have been a no ball, Andrew. But for nonetheless to Shalini Samaru, the captain of the Trinidad and Tobago team.
I think she got some bat on it as the ball dropped, because it started very high, but then it dropped suddenly. So as it dropped, she got some bat on it as she swiveled around, and that's why she was able to get 4 runs for it. It probably would have been a no ball if she didn't make any contact with bat or glove.
Smart shot by Samaru. Here's theirs. It's on the line of the off stump. That's good bowling. That's where you want to be. But to be fair, the Jamaicans have been a bit inconsistent in this opening burst by the Trinidad and Tobago team thus far. Remember, the first wicket to go was Sao. She was caught and bowled by Kate Wilmot. Slashing outside the off stump, and she looks disappointed there. She wanted to get contact. At the end of 4, it's 29 for 1.
Cricket 360, the #1 link for streaming sports in Trinidad and Tobago. Like, follow and share our Facebook and YouTube platforms for all the live action. Cricket 360, we bring real sport to your virtual world.
And we are back, and there are some fans of the Trinidad and Tobago team, and we are seeing S. Ramnath. I'm guessing that's the family of Samara Ramnath, one of the Trinidad and Tobago players. It's good to see all of the families coming out, supporting, you know, not just supporting their team and supporting their kids, but supporting the Jamaicans as well. There's support for everyone, Andrew Chan, even us here in the commentary box.
Well, we all know we are our Cricket 360 fans, and we've made a special fan, of course, the uncle who's been helping us out with food runs and stuff like that. So good morning to you, uncle, if you're listening. Very opening community, Diego Martin. They've been very welcoming of us.
So interestingly, left arm seam being introduced here now by the Jamaicans. Number 37, that's Cade Wilmot. So Cade Wilmot is taking up the attack and replacing Kate Wilmot.
The Wilmot sisters.
Yes.
Or at least family members.
Janaba Joseph just respecting Wilmot's first delivery.
So a good platform here for Trinidad and Tobago. This is just an 11-over game, as we mentioned.
And she's bowled! Brilliant bowling here by Cade Wilmot to start. Immediate impact. And Janaba Joseph, the massive wicket of Janaba Joseph, has to go. Andrew Chan, there's been a shock that has been applied to the fans here at the Diego Martin Sporting Complex.
And as we look at the replay here, just a fantastic delivery by Wilmot. It started on the line of the off stump, came in a little bit. And there's a lot of noise here coming out for the number 23. Unfortunate for Janaba, she has to leave the field. But more noise coming out here as the number 23 for Trinidad and Tobago comes out to the crease.
Well, that's Maria Lafocade coming out to the middle. And my oh my, the crowd erupts as there was a shock when Joseph left. The crowd erupted as Lafocade comes onto the field. There's a dejected Joseph walking back. Maria Lafocade. It's a party atmosphere here at the Diego Martin Sporting Complex. Lafocade joins Samaru out there in the middle. Remember, it's an 11-over contest here between Trinidad and Tobago and Jamaica. It's game number 10 of the Cricket West Indies Rising Stars Women's U19 T20 Championship. And this is a big clash. The Jamaicans, they are fighting back after a burst by the Trinidad and Tobago team.
Yeah, unfortunately, I think it was the commentator's curse from me here, because I just said Trinidad and Tobago were building a lovely platform to go on to something good. And then, unfortunately, Janaba Joseph was castled by Wilmot.
Crashed through the offside, and Lafocade is off the mark immediately. And for a moment, you could have thought that she had struck a boundary there, Andrew Chan. The crowd getting into the act again.
Well, they're familiar with Lafocade, and she's clearly a power hitter. So that's why they're all excited. And there's excitement all around. And I'm sure it'll be lovely for these under-19 women to be playing cricket in a venue and having this support behind them. The Trinidad and Tobago flag fluttering to the eastern side of the ground, and as well in the stands here at the Diego Martin Sporting Complex.
Samaru on strike. Down the leg side now from the left-handed seamer.
So
wide.
So Wilmot definitely has a tail up. She'd have gotten a big wicket of Janaba Joseph in this over. And you can see how the Jamaicans celebrated. They know how important Janaba is as a batter. But the Trinidad and Tobago crowd letting the Jamaicans know that Maria Lafocade is no slouch with the bat either. And Shalini Samaru, the captain, is still there as well.
So over the wicket, the left-handed seamer is coming. That's Cade Wilmot. She's coming over the wicket to the right-handed Samaru. So she's going to get that ball to tail in and swing away. She's angling the ball in. Look at it here. She's angling the ball in, and it's just it's held its line there. But the natural swing of the left armer is going to be away from the left-handers.
Well, it sort of bounce and pitch away.
Yeah.
And then, but you see, this might play into Samaru's hands because there's acreages of space in the cover region. So if Wilmot misses a line and then gives up a wide like that, while they run a very quick single here, that's excellent running between the pair.
Well, what made that excellent running is that Lafourcade saw the opportunity. It was her call. She was at the non-strikers then. She called through Samaru, and Samaru backed her up. Excellent. That's the kind of communication you like to see out in the middle from batters.
Could replay here again. Samaru wasn't sure that one had ricocheted, but it was a very, very quick call by Lafourcade. So good awareness from the two batters out there for Trinidad and Tobago.
So wide again. Not what Cade Wilmot would have wanted to do. She's serving up some wides here. She's been able to pick up that wicket of Janaba Joseph, which I think, the captain Dares would be happy. The coach of Jamaica would be happy to see the back of Joseph. But they would want to keep up that momentum, not give Trinidad and Tobago any free runs.
Wilmot has the same sort of stuttering run-up as her sister, and she's just losing pace as she just approaches the crease. And here she is. She's killed. Well, Lafourcade pulled out of that one. Wilmot was not happy with that one. But she has a very stuttering approach, and it seems to be an issue with the Jamaican bowlers here because they aren't getting the full appreciation of their pace coming into the crease.
Yeah, certainly. And, I think you don't want to offer up any freebies while we are saying, free runs. Freebies in terms of deliveries that can be put away easily. Excellent running again here by Lafourcade and Samaru. Putting pressure on the fielders. Getting an all-important single.
She played that with very, very soft hands, and even though the mid-off fielder was very, very close in, or the mid-on fielder I should say, as we see the replay here again, just playing with soft hands, just blocking it quite nicely. And the fielder was running in very quickly, but Lafourcade was also in as well. I did notice that she just rested her bat down as opposed to grounding it properly, so that's something she'll have to look out for.
Five overs, it's 34 for the loss of 2. Maria Lafourcade is on 2 of 3 deliveries, and Shalini Samaru, she is on 11. There are a number of the fans as well who have come into the ground.
Shalini Samaru is still there. She has not been as fluent as she would have liked, but she's still there, still fighting for her squad. Flicked into the leg side here by Shalini. That'll run down to the fine leg region. And they will come back for an easy 2. Lafourcade is thinking about the third. I don't think it was particularly on. Samaru and Lafourcade are having a conference mid-pitch here. 2 runs off the first shot of that delivery there, of that over.
Yeah, so it's now the end of 5 overs. It's 37 for 2. At the end of the 5th delivery of that over, Andrew, they were walking off as though it was the end of the over. Then the umpires came back in to complete the over. And so for a moment you would have thought that that would have been the over. But it was not. Are we going to see a change in the bowling here from the Mario Belconnen? We'll have to wait and see. But Lafourcade is going to take strike now. Yeah, Yes, it's Campbell who is coming to the attack. And immediately serving up a ball on the line of the leg stump. I thought that Lafoucade missed out there.
Unfortunately, she was only able to pick out the field at backward square leg. We did a good job, you have to say, of sprawling down and getting that one, because Lafoucade did get some good connection on that one. And it's obvious that she's always looking for the single unavailable. And that one is past the keeper.
And she looks as though she's bowled. Yes, she is. Going right across the line of that one, and the umpires sent her off. So that's the fall of the third wicket here for Jamaica. Trinidad and Tobago, they lose their third. It's now 37 for 3. Have a look again. That went all through the legs of Lafoucade and struck the middle and leg stump. And the bail goes off as well as Lafoucade. So, Jamaica, they are up and running again.
Well, unfortunately, Lafoucade was nutmegged, as they say in football there, that ball passing between her legs. It seemed a very innocuous delivery, Visham, but then it just dropped. And it just skittled between her legs. And unfortunately for Lafoucade, she has to go.
Yeah, so that's a good delivery from Campbell to pick up that wicket. She kept it straight on the line of middle and leg, so maybe a bit too straight. I think it was a poor choice of shot there from Lafoucade. Went all through the legs and she was cleaned up. So, number 33, Kanika Kassar, coming out to partner with Shalini Samaru, her captain.
Cricket 360, the #1 link for streaming sports in Trinidad and Tobago. Like, follow and share our Facebook and YouTube platforms for all the live action. Cricket 360, we bring real sport to your virtual world.
And Shalini Samaru seems to be getting some treatment here. She's been out since the start of the game, and she's been playing a lot of the game so far. We did see her briefly stretching earlier. But the physio is out there. She took off her pads, and she may have gotten some of that magic spray, Visham Lalman.
Yeah, well, she certainly looks as though she's back up and ready to go, and Kassar has joined her. So that's good news. The captain of Trinidad and Tobago, she's ready for action again.
So good fight back from the Jamaicans after a decent platform. 21 for 1, Trinidad and Tobago after 3 overs. They've just managed to pull them back with 3 wickets as we enter the 6th over. And some big wickets as well. Chanel Sao, Janeba Joseph, and Marina Lafoucade being dismissed. Kanika Kassar comes out to bat.
Kanika Kassar, known for expert bowling as well. Javelin thrower as well, Andrew Chan. Kanika Kassar. So she's an all-around athlete.
Well, I think Trinidad and Tobago had made some adjustments in their lineup because Anaya Roberts and Samara Ramnath were also supposed to come in before Maria Lafoucade and Kanika Kassar, but I guess they wanted, with of course the shortened format of this game, they wanted their power hitters Lafoucade and Kassar to come in a little bit earlier. But they will. The unfortunate thing is they don't have much time to settle there, but they have 1 or 2 deliveries and they need to get off the mark and need to get some runs immediately.
Yeah, looking to send in a couple power hitters. And there's Kassar swinging this one away for 4. Good looking shot there from Kassar. Speaking about power hitters, there's a boundary.
Well, she took 1 ball as a sight. It was a full delivery. She came up the pitch and swatted that from the offside, from wide outside off stump into the mid-wicket region. And even though there was a lot of bottom hand in it, she still played it along the ground and played it quite beautifully. She picked a gap where there was space for that shot and hit it wide of the fielder at mid-wicket.
Yeah, there's a very small gap there, and she did well to get it away. So halt in the run-up there of Campbell. There's been a good over up to that boundary. Pulling back the length now, Campbell doing the right thing. Realizing that, Kassar want that ball up there to free her arms and not giving her that luxury.
The team Trinidad and Tobago need to build a partnership here with these two left-handers at the crease, Kassar and Samaru. Unfortunately, the batters that came before didn't quite get their rhythm going. And at the end of 6 overs, Trinidad and Tobago have progressed to 41 for 3. Captain Shalini Samaru is still there. Kanika Kassar has just joined her. The two batters at the crease. And again, this is a shortened game of 11 overs, so they just have 5 overs left to see what they can do.
And there's
that pressure, like the rain over the Diego Martin over the Diego Martin Hills is building.
And there's where the rain normally comes from, and it's never good when you're seeing it like that. But the peak there has not quite disappeared just yet, so that's some good news. There's a lot of grey clouds though, but we must appreciate the little break in that weather pattern that we have had to get this game going. Cade Wilmot is going to continue. Down the leg side, so Samaru not interested. She's saying that she'll take the wide.
And unfortunately, Visham, it's one of those annoying rains where it isn't soaked down the ground, but it just makes sure that play can't continue. At least if it was a torrential rain where the grounds were absolutely waterlogged, I mean, you would understand and appreciate the fact that, it's raining. But when rain just stops play before it even starts, and it's just very annoying.
And speaking about annoying, we'll elaborate on that fact in a short bit. Ball not getting up to Samaru. She had to reach for it. Yes, Andrew, to tell the viewers about what happened this morning. Rains came at about 8:56. Play was scheduled to start at 9:30. The covers were being removed at 9:15, and rains came again as the groundsmen came onto the field of play. The covers were attempted to be removed at 9:50. Then the rains came again at 9:57, while the groundsmen were on the field of play. Until 10:11, when the covers were removed finally, for sure, and we had play.
Look behind square by Kassar. They're pushing for 2. Shalini was hesitant, but Kassar has long legs and came back to the danger and got there quite safely. Yes, Visham, it really was quite interesting because, of course, I live in the West and there was no rain overnight, or some slight rain overnight, and when I got up this morning it was quite sunny. Even when I got here it was quite sunny, and almost as soon as I got here it started raining. Kassar settles here, facing up against the left-handed Cade Wilmot, coming down the pitch, and that one going down the leg side for another wide. So Wilmot quite guilty of wides here. But Trinidad and Tobago doing quite well, maintaining that run rate of just about 7 runs and over. After 3 overs, they were 21 for 1. They've now progressed to 42 for 3 in the 7th over. And Wilmot follows up that wide with another wide. The 2 wides in a row here from Wilmot. Kassar is not impressed. And Wilmot follows up with a wide, but this time she has the line right, in the sense that it is on the side of the off stump. So she adjusted, but over-adjusting there. Trinidad and Tobago progressing to 48 for 3.
You can hear the crowds urging on the Trinidad and Tobago batters to get on with things.
Wilmot is not happy with the run up here, and I'm disappointed that none of the Jamaican captain would have come up to her and be like, hey, you know, it's okay. Put a hand around her shoulder, you know.
Yeah,
Let her know that we're still here and we're still supporting you.
yeah, you're not seeing that. And you know that something you want to see. And it's another wide here from Kate Wilmot. Shoulders dropped. She's on the floor as well. She's not happy.
And it's unfortunate the lack of support from our fielders, and you can see the body language. The rest of the fielders are despondent. They feel that mid-off. Here's one going up to her, the number 17, so that's good to see.
Yeah, that's a captain, Janelle Dares, going up to her. So you're just speaking about that. She may be... Do you have an earpiece there with Dares, Andrew? You were just speaking about the captain going up to Kate Wilmot, and there she was, going up to her.
Took a little bit long, but...
Coming around the wicket now, that's a dead ball. So apparently, Wilmot did not tell the umpire that she was going to come around the wicket. And you can see Samaru signaling that to the umpire. So hence, Samaru did not move. So that's why it has been called a dead ball.
Unfortunate for Wilmot, she actually did get that one on target. But, of course, we'll have to see if she's a mentally strong character now, because it's been he's only bowled 2 legal deliveries out of 7 deliveries that she sent down. Finally gets one on target.
Yeah, so that's just turned away, so no run. You know, it's difficult for the batter in Kanika Kassar to get that one away. It was cramping her for room, so to speak. And what's not good, though, is that we are seeing the rain building up on the eastern end of the ground. It's coming across to the west slowly, and we want to hope that it doesn't get here. Well, it's actually drizzling at the Diego Martin Sporting Complex as we speak. That's a good delivery there from Wilmot.
Yeah, this valley, it's the northeastern side of the ground. It's like a pot. It's like a pot over the sink. So once the valley fills up, and then the pot is just going to overflow over the Diego Martin Sporting Complex. So you're watching the pot of the valley slowly filling with some fresh rainwater, hoping it stays away.
Yeah, you can see there in the picture that the rain is drizzling. There's the umpire signaling another wide. So that's 6 wides in the over, Andrew Chan.
And that also brings up the 50 for Trinidad and Tobago without putting out too much effort from their batters.
Kudos to cameraman Shakil Labarl John. On the money. Not like Kate Wilmot at the moment.
He didn't like the payload I brought for him, but clearly it has given him the energy to get those wonderful shots.
That's a good delivery. That's the best delivery of the over. Have a look again. Going across the left-handed Kassar.
I certainly hope that after this game that somebody puts their hand around Wilmot, the coach or the manager, and just says, hey, you're doing a good job. You just need to have confidence in yourself right now. It's been a very, very mixed bag from her. And out. Well, after this long over, Wilmot gets one on target. Kassar coming across her stumps. And she was LBW. Wilmot is on the ground and she's so tired. But at the end of the day, she takes a wonderful wicket there. I don't think Kassar was happy with that decision. It may have been going down the leg side. But the umpire deciding that it pitched in line. And Wilmot will get some water, some much deserved water after that long over. And the covers are coming on here at the Diego Martin Sporting Complex as Kanika Kassar comes off. It seems that the pot has filled up in the Diego Martin Valley, and the covers will have to come on as the groundsmen know this ground quite well, and they'll need to put on the covers before the rains come down even further. Unfortunate for the new batter coming out. She will have to go back into the pavilion with Shalini Samaru. We'll take a break here at Cricket 360's coverage of the Cricket West Indies Under-19 Women's Rising Stars Championship. This game between Trinidad and Tobago and Jamaica. And unfortunately, we have bad news here at the Diego Martin Sporting Complex. The game has been called off. Trinidad and Tobago versus Jamaica. Trinidad and Tobago 50 for 4 after 7 overs. It was a delayed game for 11 overs. And the game has been called off, unfortunately, at this stage. That's all of us from here at Cricket 360. On behalf of myself, Andrew Chan, Visham Lalman, Michael Wupwa, and Shaquille John, thank you very much for joining us here. And we will have continued coverage of this tournament tomorrow.